One is very crazy when in love, meaning we actually become and intentionally, deliberately transform ourselves into something or someone else entirely, including poets, philosophers, writers, when we are essentially and fundamentally into an in deep and profound connection, feeling, or love, not only with ourselves but also with someone in particular or an individual that seems appalling to us, no matter who they are, what they represent, what they become, perform, do in their lives, but they suddenly become powerful, influential, sovereign, virtuous, and essentially everything else that's positive in a sense to our psyche, to our psychology, despite their flaws, difficulties, overwhelming dangers, challenges that they contain within themselves, and that is also inside of themselves in their character, behavior, psychology, action, habits, practices, but we seem to ignore all of these warnings and flags regarding that person when we are into love, as I just mentioned earlier, because love blinds us partially and sometimes wholly, but it cannot always blind us. Love cannot necessarily lead to permanent blindness and destruction of psyche, psychology, intellect, reason, knowledge altogether. We are going to wake up to the reality that we only have confronted, or we are primarily confronting our own repressed desires, unresolved traumas from the unconscious part of the psyche that obviously is going to be reflected upon the other person that we're attracted to and appalled by, because that person represents our childhood traumas and our other failed relationships, setbacks, personal downfalls, and other failures that we have had, that we have been through, but that we could not overcome or come to terms with. So everything is going to be reflected upon the person that we are attracted to in the first place and in the first love only, not in the second one. But then again, we are also going to project all of our unfulfilled, unmet needs, wishes, ambitions, relationships, and other things onto the person that we choose to love, and that also seems enticing, attractive, flawless, and smooth to us, when in reality they are marred by complications, complexities, chaos, conflicts in behavior, psychology, emotion, action, habits. But we are going to ignore, refuse all of these problems because we love them, because we are blind not only to our own repression, our own repressed desires, conflicts that we have chosen not to identify, recognize, or face, that is going to inevitably bring about a destruction, collapse, and our whole psychological structure is going to break down because of this repression and unwillingness